Zoo right there. I mean,
right? It's for all the
you know who I'm going to take.
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
there we see Alice Lee on the white side, 1-1. She's going up against her formidable rival. For the first time in her very, very young career, she bested Irina Krush in a mini-match yesterday. Can she repeat her performance and win again? Rook
Actually,
C8, as you suggested,
Rook C8,
Anastasia.
yes. But it took her again so much time to make a move again.
It's like
It's
so much
really,
time.
it's,
A
I mean,
minute
5
slips.
minutes.
Wait,
Each
guys.
each turn, a minute slips.
Knight F.
Knight
oh, I
F4?
can't.
It's a
My
tempo.
queen is
Hanging,
under
yes.
attack.
Who
Queen to E7.
Queen to E7, yes. Now she's
Okay,
threatening
now
CD4.
for sure, I'm jumping at the opportunity to play Queen
F5.
Queen F5. I really am feeling like I want to create some weaknesses over there. At the same time, too, I've been begging the players to define the pawn structure. D4 takes C5. If you play, for example, if I play here and you recapture, then I also start to look askance at this pawn on A5. If you took with a rook, I think we have something rather standard. My queen would probably go to E2, defending the bishop. So, Alice, what are you going to do? Are you going to define the pawn structure for me and play D4 takes C5 so that our commentators know what to do?
Exactly, yes. I don't know what will happen. What I also know that Fabi got also chance to take revenge against Wesley So, because who eliminated Fabi in the American Cup? Wesley So.
In the Blitz. In the Blitz
again.
also, yes. So
Yeah, so we will probably have a look later. But for now, we are checking the game of
Alice, of
Alice
course.
and Irina. Grand final.
Big moment right now for
What I know
Alice.
that we will
because-
have 4 games for sure today, because it's 1-1.
Precisely,
Now
yes.
we have the 3rd game. No matter what result is in this one, we are going to have the 4th game.
Precisely.
And then it's portion or not. 9.
I just want to say it's imagining for a moment that the knight is on F8 and this knight on F3 is on E5. I've always loved that type of a setup where the two knights are both supported by pawns on D4 and E3. It feels like, you know, a tree, you know, it's foundational, like one of those massive bow trees from Southeast Asia. You have it's rooted in the position. You'll never get rid of these knights. The knight will be on E5 and the knight will be on F4. It's a marvelous construction. Queen E7, and again, Alice, lots of time on her clock.
9 minutes 40 seconds for Alice, 5 minutes 30 for Irina.
Anastasia, your approach would be, would you
No,
take,
Queen F5, yes. I mean,
would you take the knight on D7?
I want to keep the... Not now.
Why
I
not?
think.
Why not?
Because,
Just, you know,
you mean
if you get bishop takes D7, suppose rook takes D7.
Rook D7 and 95,
And
yes.
that was my dream position of the bow tree.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's why actually Yasser, she didn't take on C5. She keeps this option to have this 95. move.
Always, yes.
Yes, like if she would have taken on C5 before, there was no this option. Maybe
Correct.
it gives more opportunities for white. Yeah, but perhaps
If you don't take,
I would put more
would you
pressure.
take on C5?
No.
Queen
I don't know.
F5.
Queen F5, yes.
Wow, she took
Yes.
quite some time
She played the move Queen F5, yes.
to play this move.
And while Irina is thinking,
Actually-
should we
Yes.
catch the end of the
Yes,
Fabiano
Fabiano
versus
versus
Wesley So
Wesley.
game?
Why not?
Why
Let's
not? Not that bad for Irina. It's for both players. It's 5 minutes for both players.
Yes, she caught up.
Yes.
Now it's nerves.
It's nerves, yes.
Now nerves is going to
hard.
decide a lot. Rook C2, I believe, was the last move by Alice. And again, I'm just very confused as to why Alice doesn't want to clarify the queen side in the center. You're always giving your opponent this move C5, C4. It's possible your bishop might end up off sides.
Yeah, now especially with this rook C2 on D1, like this bishop has no way back, yes?
Exactly. I do believe that Irina is considering a jump into the center of the board, knight f6 to e4. That's
played
a very,
it. It's on the board.
94.
very common leap into the center, and she did. With this move, knight e4, I'll just mention.
Actually, 96 is the threat sometimes, no?
Yes.
Maybe
That's a
right
fork.
now.
That's a fork.
Give me one more move.
Yes.
I'll play 96.
Right? Knight d6 is the threat.
You can even start with c4. But sometimes even like bishop b4, I just got the idea b5 then. Just taking away d3 square in some variations for the
Like
queen.
this?
Because if you play...
Like this, what you're saying,
yes.
knight d6, and then you get to play
And
c4.
then c4, yes.
What you said. Yes.
Maybe you could do it immediately, I'm not sure. Maybe again, you could just play knight d6 and c4.
That's the threat.
Sorry, guys, I mean, it's just also...
More coffee. More coffee.
yes, I'm trying, yes, to realize things.
More coffee. Again, knight e4 does make these threats possible. Recognizing that the bishop is a potential target, a wayward target on the b5 square. Alice says bishop to b4. Once again, bishop takes e4, knight e5, getting the bow tree construction. That would be nice. And again, maybe it just d4 takes c5 is a very concrete idea here for Alice.
It seems this knight on the fate is doing not much. Maybe black
Not
can
much.
find a way to bring it back into the game, like knight h7, knight f6, something like that. Do we have time for that, or d5 is already...
I don't know. I like space. I would play c4.
You would play c4, yes.
Bishop-
yes. Even...
Bishop takes c4. Bishop takes e4. Queen
Queen
takes
takes
e4.
e4, yes, to
Let's trade
exchange the
queens.
queens,
Let's
okay.
if I could get a situation where I've got some queen side.
Do you remember the statistics, Yasser, that Irina plays really well without queens on the board? She just needs to trade queens, actually. This is the whole strategy.
Well, indeed, what Christian has put his finger on the pulse. He said that Irina has been playing for simplicity, simplified positions, basically, and taking the chaos out of the position. C5, C4 is one such move in that direction in this game. And again, almost every move she spends a minute.
Yeah,
It's
already...
very, very strange.
It's too much.
They had the same
It
amount
really
of
is too
time,
much
and
time.
now...
How many moves have they played?
Yeah, they played
21
21
moves.
21 moves.
Yes.
And for Irina, it's almost used 13 minutes on her clock. When you add the 10,
Seconds,
it
yes.
almost feels like she's making one move per
Yeah,
minute.
which is-
It's too slow. For a rapid game, you should be playing a much faster clip.
Yes.
She's putting herself under
96 she plays.
Okay. So now we're
too
expecting
much duress.
queen to g4, right? We want to keep the queens on the board as well.
There is no like knight d5? No, because knight f5 and knight d7, knight takes back.
You could try for
Just,
us.
just
Yes.
I thought about it, but it's not going to work.
Anastasia
But
caught
I'm checking
herself.
some small tactics.
You have
always.
to always those pawn. I'm looking at queen e5, queen g4, and of course queen h5. Just if you want to keep your queen.
e5, really?
Yes, she's done.
Okay, now
She
here we
decided
go.
to trade.
Yes,
and
I think it
Irina
was
was
good.
very quick to trade the queen.
Snap, snap, crackle,
Immediately.
pop.
Yes, so no checkmate ideas.
Okay, pause here because indeed, knight takes e5. Normally that's automatic, but because you're so fast with your rooks, the idea of potential, like I'm going to put a bad move on the board, and you see me, you understand me right away, that because my rooks are built for purpose, doubling. She did it.
She played with, she took
She
with the pawn.
thinks
So
she's
now,
caught a
where
tactic,
to
has
go with the
Alice.
knight?
Where's the tactic after knight e4?
Where's the tactic after 94? Don't
So I
know.
put the knight in center. Look, it.
You
and
have to do it, yes.
Where else,
It's like-
right?
Where else? Absolutely.
Okay,
I don't want to
White
go
has
to
an
e8.
idea.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
could go to e8, but it's too passive.
And she's done a knight to e4. And
Yes.
Alice kind of, I think I saw a bit of a grimace there. She was thinking, Alice was thinking that she was going to play bishop f5 and rook d2. And this move knight e4 really stops
Always
that plan
ideas.
completely. So that,
I think
That was-
now I think this game is moving towards draw result. It's Queen straight.
Bishop takes. She's
Yes.
played h4.
Okay.
H4 is already on the board, so this variation has nothing whatsoever to do with the
Mm-hmm.
game. Imagine that I'm putting a knight on d6. How do you gauge that as a situation?
Knight to
Bishop
e6
A6
is on the
maybe.
board.
No, that
I
was
had no-
because Alice played h4, a move feels soft. Good move by Irina, knight e6. This knight on f4, putting very unpleasant pressure on the d5 pawn. I like this move a lot. I don't like the knight on f8 being a little bit passive.
What if you double? I mean, look at this possible situation, like knight e6, if f takes e6, and you take on the 4, then four pawns will be on the same file, which doesn't
Exactly.
happen so often.
By the way,
You
guys,
will have to
It's like-
take the rook.
times are
Probably.
even right now.
Probably you would have to take the rook. The difference is, I think in this particular situation, the difference is, remember that game where Levon
But that would
could.
be your
Yes.
pawn, right?
I'm not so sure you get away with it. I am not one to give up a pawn that
H2?
easily.
And rook
Bishop
d2
to
at the end?
e4, rook to d2 at the end. You're right.
What to do?
I don't get to establish my bishop on d3.
But you can
Oh
go
my
rook
God.
d3 and bishop d5. Maybe that's
Thank you.
a way.
Yeah, to get a good setup. Yes.
I mean,
And then run with
you
the
do
king.
go king f1, maybe bring the king to e2, and I still have to find a way to
get to
use
this
my
pawn.
pawn.
He can go to
storm
f5 or
Oh.
try to go to f5.
Oh, could I play rook d5? Although, do I
Certainly
really
can.
want this?
Yes.
So
Knight
she
takes
takes on
e6.
e6. Yes, I have
Let
feeling
me
she
get
will also
this.
take on e4.
This is the current game position, everyone. And it's clocks.
A minute 40 for Alice, 2 minutes and 30 seconds for Irina. Irina is up on time.
Yes, first time.
Really?
1 minute more.
Oh. And again, the match is tied 1-1. So whoever wins this game takes a lead with 1 game to go.
Huge game. Game 3 right here. Could
Knight
be
e6,
the
knight
decisive
takes
one.
and she's looking at that 4 pawns on the e-file concept.
What is another possibility, Yasser? Would you play like knight d2? I don't know, just kind of
I would think about knight e1
knight a1 and f3,
with the
yes?
idea of f3. I think about it. I think about knight h2 with the
With the
idea
same
of
idea.
f3.
Less than a minute for Alice.
And Alice, it's very hard for me to say, but she has a look of confidence. What do you think?
I think she has a look
don't
of
see-
focus right now.
I don't see a lot of worry on her face. And by the way, knight h2.
Knight h2. The idea is to get rid
She's
of this
saying,
knight.
I'm not prepared to give up my bishop, and you better be careful.
Maybe c4.
Okay, but then you gave up a big square.
Yes.
I mean, that's very consequential.
I would still go C4. I would still feel like you
I
have
drop
to
the
do it.
bishop
Yes,
back.
c4 because I want to put my rook on d3.
And then B5 and
Yes.
let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I trade this square, but I gain also a square
Bobby
on
Fischer,
d3, yes.
you got to give squares if you want to get them. C4, bishop F1, B5.
Then I have at least knight c5. something.
Knight here,
Yes.
idea knight to d4, gift me your pawn. Gift
B4, let's keep going.
b4, let's keep going, let's keep the action. That is,
I mean, at least
King F7.
even
And
I
how
have
is that
b3,
position?
a4 later. Yes, b3, a4, and c3. Yes. Take.
take, get out of dodge.
Knight C5.
Knight c5, pause. Do I want to play e4?
I don't know about those pawns on that
Do I
side,
wanna-
on the queen side. They're dangerous.
I
Rook
agree.
A8.
Rook a8.
Well, this is my piece sacrifice. Yay.
Ah, really?
Yes, I was
Here
going
we
to
go.
try to get 3 pawns. I don't know if I get 3
Bishop
pawns.
way.
c4.
No way.
No way, I'm not
No
giving
way.
you
There's
3
2.
pawns.
There's 2.
I'll find a way to not give you 3. Or maybe not.
Ah, yes, actually, rook
Maybe
a1.
you are getting 3 pawns.
Rook a1. We don't have. Yes, so
let
yes,
me
rook
just-
a1 and knight
C4 on the
d3.
board, guys.
Let me refresh my board.
I think
Sorry.
it's a sharp position for all results, but for with chances for everyone now.
Oh,
Chances.
Like it's getting wild.
Absolutely. Hey, wait a minute. What are we talking about? Can I
Yes.
take on?
What?
No, I can't take on. Ooh. Irina has has laid a very cunning trap.
Yes.
Takes,
take, and rook c4.
Rook check, and guess what? Bishop a6. And that's an adios.
That would be something.
Oh,
Yes.
and she's played bishop takes e4.
Really?
Yes,
I
exactly,
hope
yes.
she's
She's not going
reach-
to take. No,
I
there's
hope
no
she's
way.
not reaching for the
You
rook.
hope. I hope she will. Depends on which side you are.
It's all about your point of view. Rook c1. Okay, now I think it's pretty clear what Alice wants. Alice wants knight f1 to d2 and to take this pawn on c4. She wants to meet the move b5 with a4. And pressure's on Irina. I mean, it's a hot potato.
She still plays
b5.
b5.
Okay, here comes a4. You have to play a4. You have to break up this team.
Yes,
You
have
don't
to play.
allow your rooks are doubled on the c file.
Maybe she plays just bishop c6 after a4.
That's okay.
If you
I can
take,
live
I
with that.
take.
I'm not taking
Knight f1.
knight f1.
She give her time to play a4, but I don't want to play a4. I'm not sure I want to play a4.
I would play a4 with joy in my heart. a4 followed by rook to d3, and I think that these rooks are misplaced. End of story. Full stop.
She wants to get that knight to c3. That's going to be her plan.
No. It's not working for Alice fans. a4, knight here. How about rook to c5?
Yes, and
picks up
just
the
let's
pawn.
take the pawn. Yes.
Let's take a pawn.
That picks up the pawn for like
23.
b3.
20 seconds
against
for
22
Alice.
for Irina and 17
A4 played.
Okay.
How
Wow.
Alice couldn't play a4 is beyond my
Herself, yes.
understanding. She plays so well. She knows
Because it's
she needed to play a4 and she didn't do it.
because maybe she was tempted with the idea that she has to bring the knight
missed
first.
opportunity.
Knight g3.
Where
Where
is
is she
she
going?
going?
That's a good question.
Okay, rook c5. Definitely, you have to play
Definitely,
rook c5, and you have to
c5.
play it quickly. 19
19
seconds.
seconds.
But truly, where is that knight going? I guess e2 and then d4. Perhaps this is what she's trying to get.
Yes.
Rook
Rook
c5
c5.
is on the board. Yes.
She's going for that pawn.
And Alice is saying, I blundered the pawn. And Alice is now looking nervous.
That
I
knight is not
see.
going to have a stable outpost on
No.
d4.
Yeah, because
No,
I mean, you bring
no.
this pawn back, king f7 now.
e5 is coming.
e5.
Yes.
I love your move, king f7.
Yes, this is what
So
she
does
played.
Irina. Irina is thinking that she's going to reset her rook. Rook on e5 to d5. That gets out of the way of the pawn. This knight is doing a great job blockading temporarily. These rooks are terrible. And Alice did it to herself. She doubled her rooks and allowed a4.
Very difficult moment for Alice, but it's a decisive moment also for the match. Perhaps one of those moments when Irina has to show the technique also if she wants to win.
If Irina
game.
wins this game,
I don't think it's like completely over for White.
I think
she
it's
still has some ideas with knight e2, knight c3, threatening both e4 and b5.
I would love to share your optimism. I
But-
do not. I think the knight will be incredibly passive on c3. You just plant your bishop on c6.
She's going for it.
And it's
B5,
play
of
on
course,
one
and then,
goal.
like rook d3
Rook
Knight
to
e2.
d3.
or rook d2.
It's all about the clock right now.
I like rook d3. With my rook on d3, it's like it's invulnerable. You can never take it. 11 seconds.
9,
Rook
7.
d2.
She played it with 7 seconds. Rook d2.
Wow.
Maybe she wants to
Knight
trade one of the
C3.
rooks.
Bishop to c6, defend. Both of those pawns, e4
Yes.
and b5, nice square for the bishop.
But why would you want to trade one of
I
these
don't know.
rooks?
Yeah, sir. Just I'm trying to realize why she played this move. Like you normally don't want. Yes.
No, when you're attacking, you don't trade pieces. That's the rule.
Well, the thing is, I don't think she can, in fact, trade, because that would allow the rook on the second rank, and that's coming with devastating consequences.
Actually, if
Okay.
White exchanges all the rooks, maybe it's not that bad.
Then it's
Then
okay.
it's okay. Then
Yes.
it's okay. How do you break through?
That's why she's bringing that king to e1 before she trades. She wants to go
Actually, yes, she wants
king to e1.
trade. Okay.
King
Of course,
to
Black will
E6.
always put the rook on d3 and
Now don't trade. It's very important for Irina to keep 4 rooks on the board.
yeah, and
she does it.
Yeah, she just decided to keep the rooks on the board.
I'm glad the rook is on d3 for Irina's fans. I just, why
I know what you
lose
are
the
going to
tempi?
say.
Why lose the tempi?
Yes.
Sometimes these endings come down to a single half move.
Look
I
at
like this move.
Knight
Bonnie.
A2 with the idea knight before.
I don't
the only
even
problem you
think-
don't want to take on this.
I don't
this
think
is,
you
this
are.
is the only point.
Exactly.
But Irina needs to find some
She
plan.
has
and
an
she
idea.
actually she found an idea.
She has an idea. Bishop to e8 in
Bishop
order
to
to
h5
set
and rook d1.
up a
Checkmate.
checkmate.
Will you move the rook, Yasser, now?
No.
I would.
No?
No.
I would.
You
I
would?
You
Yeah,
would?
I would play rook to d6 followed
And
by
then
bishop
bishop h5.
h5.
Yes, good luck to find the move. But maybe after rook d6 there is g4.
You
Stopping
like
this.
it?
I don't like it, but I just try to stop the idea bishop h5. No, that
you-
it's not
you
rook
weaken.
3
d6.
seconds, guys.
You
Played with
weaken.
2 seconds.
With 2 seconds, no.
Oh no!
15 seconds for
Irina
Alice.
played the move with 2 seconds?
More than
I
enough.
can't believe it.
More than enough.
I can't
Knight
believe
goes
it.
back to a2. Bishop h5, we can play the move.
Bishop
h5, knight
h5.
c3, but
Knight
then put the
c3.
bishop on f3. And that's
She's
it.
done-
That bishop is going to be so strong on
Yes,
f3.
bishop f3, yes.
She
and
did it
b4.
instantly.
No, actually, she was checking what happens after knight takes b5, and it's rook d1, yes?
It's
Guess
always-
That's
what?
the problem, yes.
Next,
can't
I'm going to go
move.
g5.
You can't move.
I'm
G5
going
and
g5.
what,
I'm
h5?
opening things up on the other side.
I'm playing Nigel short chess.
I like d5. You want to go with the king to g2?
I do. I
No
do. Then you can't move.
4 seconds, 3
This is
seconds,
nice.
2.
Rook a1 and okay.
Come on, Irina. You
just
should
play
have to
some
G5.
moves.
G5, okay. No, G5 is very logical.
She's going for it. By the way, h5, I will be able to take that pawn on h5. You still
And
cannot
if
take on
you
e4.
open up the h file, she's played h5.
You cannot take on e4 because it's rook d1 checkmate,
Correct.
right?
King
She will
f5,
take.
king g4. King f5, king g4.
Okay, she has 20 seconds. It's a lot, but
Enjoy the
you
moment,
have to make a
Irina.
move.
King, yes.
King f5, okay.
f5.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of
Understanding.
this.
I'm a huge fan.
You
of
like
this?
this?
Oh,
Yes,
big
I
time.
like also the king.
Oh, big time.
King f1.
But king f1, king g1 is coming.
So what?
Are you going to put the king on h3?
I would love to put the king on h3. Thank you.
In
Yes,
fact,
I
perhaps
would.
that's the way to do it.
Yes, I'm telling you, I want to play like Nigel Short.
Bishop
She's
h5.
reaching and she took the pawn. Okay,
What about oh yes, okay.
I
so
can't
she moved.
complain.
It's good enough.
That's an extra pawn. She's already one pawn ahead. That makes two.
Rook
Rook to
e1.
e1.
Key one. Poor Alice.
Now
she has nothing to do.
Perhaps knight takes b5 is the threat right now.
Correct. I would personally
Rook
defend
v8.
the pawn. Bishop e8. No, Irina said, you know what?
I
I'll
mean,
defend-
how do you improve the position for white? I mean, you cannot even put any rook on
Agreed.
D.
You have no
D8,
moves.
Agreed.
D5.
Agreed.
Yes, so back to
Poor,
knight.
poor Alice is back.
And now she goes
froing.
back bishop f3 and just h5, h4. It's really hard now. I mean,
Agreed.
and then
That's a
take
win.
on g3, king g4, rook h8, everything.
Irina continues to prove why she is the dominant lady in American chess. I mean, she saved her best for this game.
I mean,
H5,
why is she thinking
H4.
now?
She played a control
All she
game.
has to do is just
H5.
push that
Yes.
h pawn. Open another side for
Agreed.
your attack.
Agreed.
This is what Alice has done yesterday in the game.
Yes.
Remember when she played this move?
Yes.
She takes b5.
Knight
you know.
b1.
Oh, poor Alice. She's just going round
Maybe
and round
she's
the
trying
block.
actually knight d2, knight f3.
But that's
It's,
okay.
I mean,
That's
I
not going to
know,
help.
and then
That's actually not going to help.
I mean, I understand.
It's so sad. It's such a sad
The
position.
bishop is replaced by
6
an,
seconds. I mean, come on, Irina. I mean, no, it was 15. Oh my gosh,
Agreed.
No, it was 5 seconds.
It was
My
5
nerves
seconds.
also.
It was 5 seconds, yeah.
7 seconds for Alice, but it's not about the position anymore. Her position is busted.
will you play h3?
No, h3,
you
king
open
h2.
I will
line.
play king
No, you
g4.
take and rook h8.
I will
She
play.
plays rook h8 first.
Yes,
That's a great move.
that is an excellent move.
And
By
actually,
the way,
even
knight to
knight
d2,
d5.
I can take on d2. Rook takes d2, then rook h1.
Wow.
After the
I like
exchange of the pawns.
But she has to play fast.
All she has to do is calculate rook takes d2.
Yes,
She finds it,
it's
the
game.
game is
Uh-oh.
over.
Rook takes
Oh,
d2.
9 seconds, 8 seconds. That's a problem.
H takes g3.
No, she just decided to play g4.
I was
Does
about
it
to
mean
say,
she wants to take with g pawn?
But now I have knight f1.
Knight
Okay,
f3,
taking there.
take.
I think this is over, yes. Now
it's
this is over.
been
I don't know.
over
It's been over
some-
for a while.
for
That's
a
true.
long while, and now
And actually,
comes
now it's another threat. Yes, you can bring the second rook also.
Correct.
rook f1, rook
Now you
g6.
can just.
I would play rook g6.
I would play rook h6.
I would take
Correct.
on g3. Just to have another opinion.
Exactly. And I think each and every one of us would be stone cold right that we are winning with
That's
all
it.
of
I
our
mean, okay,
moves.
look, rook h1, rook h2, and you take with check on f1.
Precisely.
And then you take on d2.
Precisely.
Yes,
and
okay,
Irina
winning.
knows it.
She's in cruise
That's it.
mode now.
Yeah, okay.
Well done.
Handshake.
Irina takes the lead
Oh,
Wow.
second time in the match 2.
with the black pieces. What a game.
She exchanged queen.